Alright, hello everybody. Got asked to do a Halls of Stone run from a guildie of mine who was interested in doing boosting. Said he wanted to see a current run of my current gear instead of the older video I have up on my channel, because he wants to do really fast runs and take breaks after his lockout. Walk his dog or go to the bathroom, whatever. So I'm going to do a quick overview of my gear. You see, I still have two-piece. This is my least geared set on this character. I'm a Holy Paladin main. I have not upgraded all of my gems out yet. As you can see, I'm still using blue quality gems, except for the newer pieces I've gotten. I've just bought in badges and to get the gems and whatnot. So those of you that are prop paladin mains, you are going to have a far easier time because your gear will be a bit better than mine. I am using the new Libram with Seal of Vengeance. I'm going to be showing that along with wearing a Greatness card. I'm using my Monarch Crab still. I do have the Yogg trinket, but I like the 1 minute cooldown. It's much more readily available between pulls. I'm not using a full block set because, again, as asked for by my guildmate, they wanted a faster run. I'm using a pretty standard tank build here, as you can see. I even put the point in spiritual attunement. I know not everyone wants to respect do these, so went ahead and just showcased a pretty normal tank build here. My glyphs, just to show those real quick, are Salvation, Divine Plea, Hammer Righteous. You don't need Salvation, but because I'm doing a solo run test, I can't raid sack myself like you normally would be while you're boosting. And instead of just grabbing some rando to showcase that, I'm just going to salve myself. You notice I do have free action potions on my bar, and that is because if you're grabbing multiple Unrelenting Golems, you are going to want to use that. For consumables, we're really just using Lesser Flask of Resistance still. Nature damage is still a threat in larger pulls. It's really the only thing that can slow you down. You can use Endless Rage, the extra attack power, if you want more damage. I did some runs of that earlier. I prefer this. It really just comes down to personal preference. However, using Seal of Vengeance with the new glyph, it has 100% uptime, which you will see. I briefly hovered over it up there, the Holy Strength modifier. I prefer doing these smaller pulls because I'm using Hammer of the Righteous to spread the Seal of Vengeance Blood Corruption dot. It stacks it up very quickly, especially on 3 to 4 stack pulls, depending if you're using the glyph or not. It really should be. It's really going to help melt through targets a lot faster. And the extra strength injection is honestly nothing to sneeze at. You just see the dot is ripping through these faster than Seal of Command. And having the double strength injection is giving us a lot more spell power, a lot more attack power. pretty blessed start. No unrelenting at the start, and save my Hodge. Wow, very few unrelentings. So normally you'll have 3 to 4 of these golems in total. You'll always want to rocket boot back down the hallway. Gun FAP here, hit our wall. You're definitely going to want to use a targeting macro to cycle between these unrelentings. They're the only threat to you in this pull. As soon as wall ends, go ahead and salve yourself, and then your raid sack will be coming off of cooldown during this pull. If you feel you need it, chain it off of the salve. If you don't, save it for the next pull as you normally would. As you can see, I'm just chewing through these things with the Blood Corruption dot, stacking so much faster. The extra strength injection is absolutely massive, more than you might think it would be. Let those there just walk back. Don't feel like taking 3 shots from them. I don't have a boosty or my alt account in here, so I can't raid sack myself. He's walking away. If I can time it right to grab the giant, I'll grab him, but running down the hallway to grab the lightning golems is just not worth the time it takes. Not if you're wanting to speed through this. If you're trying to force yourself to a 15-minute lockout, because we're at the point in gear now in the expansion where you really have to try to slow down, then it's worth going down there and grabbing them. But if you're trying to zip through like my guildmate is wanting to do with this, then don't bother grabbing them. It's not worth the time. If you're able to briefly see it there when I checked, we're still under 8 minutes, and we only have 1 pull after this left. This last mob dead. Let's run out and see our final time. I would like to re-emphasize, I did cut some corners on damage here for more survivability stuff, even though I didn't really need it. More of a comfort thing. And I also did not have access to raid sack myself with the 20% DR. So with that in mind, you could definitely push this even harder and faster if you so chose. There are definitely more things you can do. You can wear more DPS gear, especially if you have better tanking pieces than I have from the TOGC Heroic raid since we're in 3rd phase. I highly recommend switching away from Seala Command for this boosting run. The strength injection from the Libram is just so amazing. Alright. Zoned out, final time was 10 minutes and 25 seconds, and that was including the walk out. So with that in mind, it'd be very easy to push this down to 9 minutes or even closer to 8.5 if you were to include sappers, maybe even 8 minutes. Especially with better gear on that you main tanks will have access to that I do not, since I'm a holy main. But that said, I hope this helps those of you that are asking me about this, and please leave a comment below if you're curious about anything else. I'm more than happy to test stuff out with people in chat and Theorycraft. I absolutely love this stuff. That said, I hope everyone's having a great phase 3. Good luck in your raids.